Okay, so for experiment number one, your experiment output as well as a quick run through on what we did on the experiment. So basically, we were utilizing MATLAB, the control system toolbox of MATLAB, to create these networks that represent LTI models. So as you can see here, we have the transfer function, we have the series, we have the parallel connection, we have the feedback, we have the concatenation, we have the distributing, and we also have the appending, and of course we have complex block diagrams, as you can see here. So basically, we were tasked to create these codes that represent block diagrams of these applications. So for instance, we have the series code, which represents which represents a multiplication application, and we also have the parallel code, which theoretically utilizes an addition application. So for number two, discussion on the challenges in performing the experiment. So for me, MATLAB wise, I didn't really have a problem with it because we already had our experiences with MATLAB before. However, I think the problem was really more heavily on the theoretical side, especially like theoretically understanding the mathematical concepts behind these networks or behind these models. So I had a particularly hard time theoretically understanding the feedback block diagram, like how it established the mathematical model of, the transfer function would be equal to the h1 over 1 plus h2 times h1. So yeah, it was quite difficult understanding that, pero I was able to understand it through, understanding that, from the input u, this positive input u will then be added to the negative output of the h2. So basically, you really just have to understand the block diagram to understand the mathematical concept behind it. And lastly, notes to self. So I would say to myself to really understand MATLAB, especially when making feedback control systems, because this is like the foundation of my research soon, which heavily relies really on like creating algorithms. And of course, when we talk about algorithms, it involves the use of feedback controller systems. So my note to myself is really to improve my skills in MATLAB, especially when making these types of systems, the feedback systems and etc. So with that, that's all.